and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time at Terra Invicta in our Resistance run. We've had a little bit of a break since the last one, because I, probably as I said in the last part, we're going away on vacation with the family. So, where we left off is, I believe we just arrived, got a fleet out to Saturn. I think it arrived at Saturn. Okay, so that's not the fleet we're thinking of. Or maybe it is the fleet we're thinking of. It is the fleet we have thinking of. So we've got a fleet at Saturn. We got a second fleet inbound, expected to arrive 12th of December. At which point we should be able to clear the Saturn system, much like we just did to the Jupiter. Prior to that, probably could set up the Saturn pretty similar to how we set up Jupiter, and then go to Neptune. Oh no, Saturn, Uranus, then Neptune. So on and so forth. At some point we probably want to build a bunch of smaller stuff. Hello Twitch, welcome back. You'll be lurking, but you'll wanted to welcome back. Thanks. Hope you enjoy the bit of run we have today. At some point we're going to want to build some smaller ships to clear out the asteroid belt. I think can I bring up the objectives? Which one's the objectives here? Nations. Usually don't look at the objectives, just remembering which is which. This is the objectives here. So for our winning goal, we need to achieve the following. Some of this we've already kind of done. We can assign a Janus Council to person and send them out to the Jupiter belt. That's how we end it. The rest of this needs to be done prior to that. Right, so we need to get the aliens off of Earth. We got them down to 2 regions. We need them out of the last 2 regions. We've chased them out of Mercury, chased them out of Earth, chased them out of Mars. We need to destroy all the alien bases of Tier 3 and greater. I believe this is in the asteroid belt. So, Ceres, 4 Vesta, and 2 Pallas, I believe, are the asteroid belt. So we haven't cleared them out of the asteroid belt. We've arrived at Saturn. So these are all the bases they've got at Saturn. We need to basically build up our presence there. Uranus, Neptune, and then I believe this is the bases in the Oort cloud that we gotta clear out. We only have 2 of those, so that shouldn't be too bad. And then here's all the alien fleets that we have to blow up because they're over 2,000 strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 10 notable alien fleets still out there. So that's kind of our objectives that we need to get to doing. For a lot of those, other than sort of the slow hopping major system, right? So Saturn to Uranus to Neptune sort of thing. We're probably want some smaller, faster ships for clearing out the asteroid belt. At this point, the aliens are not necessarily likely to stop us moving around the asteroid belt. So smaller, lighter ships would be a little bit better for that. Whereas they are probably going to still continue to resist us in Saturn. Potentially even descend into Jupiter, give us some problems with Jupiter. Another thing we can do is we can move against servant bases, for example, in Mercury. And I think where we left off in Mercury, we were in the process of improving our bases here, orbital bases here, so that we can build Tier 3 HABs directly. So that's what we're waiting for in the manufacturing complexes. So in the 26th of September, we should just be able to start spamming Tier 3 bases, orbital bases in Mercury orbit. And that can allow us to very rapidly increase our mission control. And the cost, if I remember correctly, the mission control... Yeah, this is pretty expensive, right? Command centers are pretty expensive. 30 credits, so... Okay, so it's like 8 of these per space hospital run. But we're going to run a lot of those so that we can have the mission control to do what we want to do. I believe in the beta they rebalanced how command centers work, where instead of wanting to build bases like this where you've got a lot of command centers, I think they're now limited to 1 per base. They're a little bit better. So you, in the beta, I think you just run 1 per place. And then that means you need to run a lot of bases necessarily to support more command centers if you need mission control for ships and stuff like that. But here we can just build big bases like this. So popping back to Earth, if you hear periods there where I mute the mic, that's usually because I'm coughing or got a little bit of the sniffles. Back on the Earth, we got the aliens. We've got 2 regions. They've recently got Kabul, got Afghanistan, but it's just these 2 here. This one, in this case, we can merge into India if we can send in the armies and deal with that. Although we are still in the process of shooting up the 9 alien megafauna here, so that's not going to be super fast. We may be able to get the armies around and just take the liberate Afghanistan. Right now, I don't think we have any regions, any super nations with claims on Afghanistan. But yeah, we want to grow India, which is, I think, what we're kind of working with missions in Bangladesh and Nepal. I think we've grown the Pan-Asian coal mine as large as we want to right now. We could technically push Japan into them, but I don't think we want to do that right now. And then we want to grow the European Union, partially also to make it harder so that other people have a more difficult time trying to take it off of us. You can see right now we're doing a bunch of missions actually to stabilize it because we let it get a little out of control after we took it off the alien, or took it off the servants. And the United States and North America is looking pretty good. I would like to have better GDPC, and we kind of want the cohesion to be up around 5. So we've got that as the resting place. We're just having a bunch of stuff just happening that's keeping it from getting to resting is kind of what's going on there. And that's the problem there. We had 50,000 GDPC and 5 resting cohesion. The unrest risk would sit at 0, basically 0.5. You don't quite need that, right? We either want the GDPC or we want the cohesion in there. So it sits below 2. And then the United States, we kind of want to keep knowledge at 20%. We keep economy at like 20%. Oh, actually, economy is basically going to get everything that it can, but we want to keep knowledge at 20%. We are building army and military score there, so the U.S. Army can go around and help us deal with fires like what's going on in the alien administration here. While we were away, I realized that some of the techs, some of the projects that we may want haven't been completed for final ships. Most notably, we were running like the 3rd best radiator, so I have gone ahead between parts here and put a favorited on the best radiator, which is the Dusty Plasma. I think we, in the meantime, had realized we weren't on the best one and researched the 2nd best one. And by best, I mean this is the best one that doesn't cost exotics, right? So the exotic spike radiator is technically the best that we can get. Of course, it costs exotics. And I think the 2nd best one that doesn't cost exotics is a very low combat vulnerability, while this is only low. I think we're running enough armor that that's not an issue for us. But maybe if we were running this earlier in the game, we should have actually been making use of the 2nd one a little bit better sooner. Also went ahead and put lithium heat sinks and superconducting boiler batteries in here. These are, again, the best battery that doesn't cost exotics, best heatsink that doesn't cost exotics, so that we can research those as time goes on. So with that, I think I've gone over the stuff I wanted to go over. Sort of reintroducing the situation to me, and the viewer if you haven't been watching in a couple days, because this is going to be a gap between when the last part was uploaded to YouTube and when this part goes up. Yeah, you can see we have 1 fleet of ships bombarding the aliens, the megafauna there. So we're waiting for things to happen. In most cases, we're just kind of waiting for things to happen. So let's confirm assignments. Let's get some time moving.
Securing our control.
Offering assistance.
Orbital bombardment ends. Repeat and continue. At least until the alien you're shooting at is dead. We got sort of a little bit of a army stack forming up here. I think we're going to move him over and try to deal with Afghanistan. What the plan was. Beneath the waves! So this is a global warming negative event. It's a bit of a shame that it's happening. Not much we can do about it except accept that it's happening. Okay, so there's no repeat here, so presumably the one we were shooting at is dead. Ah, no, there's a different thing that's gone on. What you'll notice is the aliens have got a surface-to-orbit weapon set up. So the fleet decided to stop doing what they were doing because they had taken enough damage that they didn't want to continue to do that bombardment. This is easy enough to fix. We're just going to send them back to the dockyard, fix them, and send it back over. Okay. And yeah, these ships are apparently quite badly damaged, so we'll send them over there. What we may need to do is send someone in to sabotage the orbital weapons, so that the ship, the bombardment fleet, doesn't get shot up as badly as it did. Ham module complete. This is a good sign. We've got a fleet waiting for repairs. Yeah, so this is now functional for doing repairs. This should be Saturn orbit. We've got to... Yeah. So you're done. You're done. Skanderberg and Shaka. Got some Civ 4 inspired named systems there. So you are at Skanderberg. Okay, so obviously you've automatically assigned yourself to repair, which for the moment is fine, right? We don't really want it to wait until October. That's a little bit of a long repair time. But until we get Shaka station upgraded, that's what we're going to get. In the meantime, let's start the process of upgrading Shaka. Yeah, let's start the process of upgrading Shaka. So, doing that, we're going to want upgrade the fusion pile, fusion reactor array, the layered defense array, and the shipyard. Well, let's do a full 5-yard shipyard here. And then we're gonna need enough power to power that, and probably a. So let's assume farm and power just fusion reactor arrays. Okay, so that's power stable. When this gets built, we can cancel the repair where they are. They can fly the short distance to this one. That will repair faster here. That's the plan. And presumably we'll just do what this upgrade was to the other one when that happens. And back to Earth.
People will come to our side. Things are stabilizing.
Things are cooling off.
Yes, the EU is stabilizing. We're going to need to do a bunch more work to actually get it really stable, but for the moment, that's functional. Oh, another environmental one. Oh dear. Well, we've got the money for it, so it's not too much of an issue. But we are trying to solve climate change. I think we've mostly been able to get to the point where it is now not getting worse. As we can see in here, Arctic methane's actually improved year over year. or not accurate. Atmospheric methane's improved year over year. Atmospheric carbon dioxide has only minorly worsened. So we're definitely in the state where it's not getting worse, which is a good place to be.
Mission complete.
Unification, El Baton. There we go. Oh, there looks like we're going to liberate Afghanistan really quickly. We're not quite strong enough, I think, yet to take the 9 stack on of Megafauna. Although it is maybe tempting to make an attempt when we've got 8 armies. Okay. Do we have to know where any alien bases are on Earth? We do. So I should probably attempt to keep these suppressed if I can.
Heading to the LT.
What's the up?
The other one we want to do is sabotage a facility. How difficult is that? Okay, so that's going to complicate things. So the alien megafauna apparently are considered military in the region. So we got 0% chance of sabotaging the orbital defense complexes while 9 megafauna are there. Okay. Well, that is a thing. That is a thing to remember. Okay, we'll go back to dealing with alien bases instead. Alien structures instead.
Taking it to them.
We'll have to fight the megafauna then, which we may be able to do with 8 armies. We'll see how the armies are feeling after Afghanistan. And then we're going to do confirm assignment, I think. Waiting for... You're not going to be repaired until October or until we can move them over to the other repair dock to get them repairing faster. So let's confirm assignment and get some more motion going. There's Afghanistan being liberated. Wasn't expecting to liberate into India, but that's fine. I can work with that. I didn't realize. I didn't think India had a core on Afghanistan, but maybe I did the tech that gave it a core and didn't realize it. Didn't think Greater India did it, but maybe I'm just wrong. Repair. Again, these guys actually did get pretty badly damaged, so 8.5 days is not super surprising to me.
Lending my expertise.
So one thing we're gonna have to probably do is I'm gonna have to start modifying a lot more of our space bases to encourage more positive events. We're gonna hit with a lot of negative. Sort of negative climate change related events. New army deployed in United States. It's been deployed, but I don't think apparently don't have control over it yet. We will have control over it at some point, and we'll probably just assign it after Hunt Aliens. It probably doesn't have a fleet. Yeah, it doesn't have a fleet yet, so it can't actually leave the continental United States. Low Earth orbit cleanup. We're gonna pay for the modest one. Actually, I could probably afford the full 225k. We've got a pretty decent amount of money and a public opinion boost around the world is decently nice. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna risk losing these armies, and this is potentially a risk, but we're gonna do all 8 of these armies deploying into the 9 megafauna. A bunch of them are fairly weak, so if things go according to plan, we might be able to get away with getting rid of a couple of them, which will make the situation better. Romeo 890 is fixed. So we can potentially get them involved in bombardment again. And of course, we'll have to come down to low Earth orbit.
Things are cooling off.
Things are stabilizing.
Don't know how friendly fire works with orbital bombardments. We'll hold off bombarding until we do a withdraw out of the alien territory here, so we're not shooting our own guys accidentally. Yeah, that hurts. We almost got one killed, and we might actually kill the one we've almost got killed in the round, I suppose. But it's time, I think, to pull out into the neighboring territory. So we hopefully don't lose any of these
Target
guys.
destroyed.
Yeah, we got one of the 9.
Mission is a no-go.
Did I accidentally assign them to go mark the same structure? I might have. That's probably what ended up happening. Yeah, I had them assigned to the same structure. So the first one got it, and the second one didn't have anything to attack. That's what went on there. Okay, so let's pick up that radiator tech because it's reasonably expensive. This, in theory, may result in us saving quite a bit of weight on ships in the future. At least the ones with the bigger, better engines. Low Mercury orbit, new ring core. So here we can start to build command centers. Like most stations, we're not going to leave them completely defenseless, right? So we're going to do a battle station, at least one agricultural complex. We're going to probably need some power to power those. In the effort to fish for some good events, we're in a skunk works. That gives me a gear. And then we're going to do one of the lesser, cheaper labs. So the military science here would be an example of that. Just so we have a engineering and a science on the space station. That gives us access to some good events. That combo. Hopefully, if we do that enough, it'll start to dilute the bad global climate change events out a little bit. Yeah, and then we want to do a bunch of command centers. So we're going to do like 9 command centers here and enough power to power them. We may come back at some point and double check and see what else we want to modify this place with later. We might put some more farms in, for example. And then we need at least one more solar farm to power everything. And because this is Mercury, with 2 solar farms, we've got like plenty of power. So then the question is, what do we want to do the last 5 hab spots? I'm not doing the mental math right now to figure out if I've got enough farm. I probably don't have enough farm. This supports 3,000 crew. That's 250 short of 1,000, 250 short of 1,000, 250 short of 1,000. Got 75 crew. That's 100. That's not much crew either. So I think we're roundabout at the point where, yeah, I think all this would be fed by that one agricultural complex. We've put very much more on here. We presumably need another agricultural complex to not have any extra upkeep costs. So that was down in Mercury. I think we upgraded that one the slow way, because I hadn't upgraded the manufacturing complexes yet. They're in the process of upgrading, and we should have plenty of mission control when that's built, well, when that's built, we'll have enough mission control to basically build a bunch of those, sort of in parallel, using the factories to make it a lot faster. Is kind of the plan, I think. We'll see if I can stick to the plan. Army's all successful. I didn't get any messages from them dying, so I assume they've successfully withdrawn. Having a little bit of difficulty trying to read the number there yet. So it's 8-8. Oh, and the little bit of damage we dealt damaged the space defenses. So the space defenses are offline. So now we can go send the space fleet in to continue to do the bombardment they were doing before. They shouldn't have any return fire. So undock. And then we can do not high level, low level bombardment. Want to find alien megafauna, yes, but the zones are also sorted by which faction controls them. So Quetta is controlled by the alien one, so we want to kill one of those megafauna. That one's the little target. There we go. The 1st Marine Division is now under our control. I think the 1st Marine Division immediately went in... Did it default? Yeah, it defaulted to... No, apparently the nation AI has like default behavior, hunt enemies in territory, as I suspect the case is. So we'll B1 hunt Xenos like the other one was on. That way they'll deal with the aliens in the zone. It might be a good idea to get some more navies for these so we can send them abroad at some point, but we'll let America build up the armies first, and then we'll build the navies to allow them to do expeditionary sort of stuff later. Although we're not far off of getting that navy, the 1st Navy. And we might want to send someone around to reduce unrest in the United States as well. What are you looking at? 56, yeah, so 2 of you are needed there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to send someone that I'd rather have hunting to do it in the United States, but that's fine.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
At least I can't send 2 to do the same job this time, because I only got 1 out hunting alien structures.
Get up.
Oh, and that's a pretty high priority tech. Let's speed that up. Leave Global Empire sort of chugging along slowly. At some point, we're gonna have to deal a little bit more aggressively with the megafauna spawning, because they're definitely a little annoying. We're not done there yet. So that was the upgrades. The not upgrades. Yeah, the not upgrades are just going to take a little more time. So they're the next month. And then we should be able to get that fleet repaired real quick with the expanded shipyard systems there's set up. Fleet launches for Shaka Station. They will arrive August 13th. So that does mean we want to tell these guys to stop repairing. Close. Cancel current operation. Oops. We're going to go ahead and detach the visibly damaged one. Split fleet. You're going to stay here. These guys are all going to go over to Shaka Station, so Shaka Station does not get splatted. We'd like it to continue existing. And you can just go back to repairing. Repair and resupply. 90 days. Yeah, that was the damaged one. It's going to be slow repairing, that's just what it is. These guys are actually, I think, mostly prepared, honestly, so it was just that one's got stuck with all the damage. That's what's going to be taken. You've completed the transfer to Shaka Station, so the aliens will arrive. We'll be ready to deal with them when they arrive. So there's the guys that they were going to go jump our station because the station isn't going to hold up against 2 alien ships. It's got like one tier 2 battle station. Okay. Our fleet here will very happily delete this fleet for us. So we're just going to go in full engagement speed. Confirm. All 8 ships. The Corvette's pretty squishy, so focus the Corvette. Lock on target. Let some time pass. Once we cross about 1,000 kilometers, I suspect the first Corvette is going to pop, and then we'll redirect fire to the frigate. And you can see the aliens. Yeah, the aliens took the fight. I don't know why the aliens took the fight. This is a fight where I would have backed off if I was them. But they already went out of the fight, and we've only just started the engagement. And there goes the alien fleet. Granted, that wasn't a very big fleet. They were thinking they're going to get an undefended station, and I was able to rally to the defense of the station in time, so that's not a problem for us. Okay. And of course we can do a quick resupply at the station, 2.9 hours.
Violence is abating.
Order is returning.
Order is returning.
We've moved the needle.
Arctic methane. It's a shame that's happening because it's raising the methane in the atmosphere, but we'll just get some science off, and that's what we're going to do. Oh, the alien megafauna removed.
Score 1 for the good guy.
So for the alienation to peacefully expand, they need those alien structures in regions that they're merging into the alienation. So that they peacefully expand into Cabal. We liberated the region, so we went ahead and destroyed the structure there as well. Other than the United States, they're going to be able to build those in a lot of places because we weren't doing a very particularly strong job of controlling the world. I think we're about to have aliens actually engage our stack of 8 guys. That won't go well for the alien megafauna, but it's not really a problem for us. It's something we, arguably, if we weren't trying to focus on getting rid of the alien nation here in the one region they're left in, we'd probably be going for the megafauna. Little alien asset. Oh, just assault random alien life forms. We got higher priorities for you, like the structure in Kenya.
Taking it to them.
Yeah, we kind of have like the worst of everything. The worst of everything there. Okay, we'll try something like that. We want to get inequality down to get cohesion up. Government raises cohesion. Or raising government would raise cohesion, raising knowledge raises cohesion, and we need to deal with the, well, I technically don't need to deal with the sustainability thing yet. We can turn the environment down, but we want to mitigate the global climate change stuff. If you're faster at the game, you can ignore climate change. It's a little bit harder than I am, but we are going to want to improve the economy in the EU, so we want to fix the environment before we do that. It's probably the right thing, by the way. So I'm slowing down their boost in mission control. I don't think we need boost in mission control. At least don't need mission control as badly anymore. We can build that in space. Probably do want boost. Probably building in the unstable nation that we might lose control of if things go horribly wrong, because I haven't fixed the stabilization of the nation yet. It's probably not the place to build it. All right, we're probably better off building in, say, Eurasia or India or Pan-Asian Combine or America. America's a good place to build it. North America is a pretty good place to build it, because this place is okay. This place isn't stable because the cohesion isn't, for whatever reason, the cohesion isn't able to get to the stable place. But if it gets to the stable place, this place is stable. Yeah. Okay, confirm assignments. Let some more time move. Victor 2784 has complete transfer, has arrived at low Earth orbit. Is immediately vectoring for Romeo 890. We're gonna try to intercept it. So, Romeo 751, we have a target for you. We'd like you to engage Victor 2784. Why do you... Okay, so go vector to 89. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to beat them to the target they're going to. We don't really want them fighting 890. 890 is a bombardment group. It's not actually really good for fighting. So we're going to try to get a good fighting group ready to receive them, is the plan here. I think I'm just going to continue here. Should be good. Yeah. So this is a big fight. We'll have to make sure that we're bringing the right ships into the fight. But this should not be a fight that's impossible for us. We will accept the fight. All fleets are willing to fight, preparing for battle. So the Lancers are the bombardment ones. The Titans are the ones who actually really want to be doing the fighting. Because of whatever reason for our fight here, we are large enough in quantity, we are actually dragging one of the Lancers in. That'll probably be fine. So we'll confirm as such. I think everything here is rocking lasers. So you've got lasers. I think even the new flagship had lasers, right? Earth flagship block 7. Yeah, running lasers. So you've got a heavy plasma battery, so it's actually got a longer range for engagement here. So they've started. Well, I think we've got 11 in, which means they've got 19 ships in here. We're running lasers and everything, so we're gonna find one of the small little ones. That'll work. All view, target that guy. Would lock on target, let some time pass. I think the only ship I'm maybe worried about losing in this fight is the Lancer. I don't remember what I got running on it for armor. And I think this is one of the 10 fleets we need to blow up. Granted, the aliens will probably build more fleets as we're making our way through the greater solar system. But last time we checked, they only had 10 fleets that we had to blow up. Okay, the one we were firing has been destroyed. Or a different one that's in range. Appears the PD is holding it pretty well. Although you can see the Lancer, which was the one I was concerned about getting damaged and or destroyed, is the one getting damaged and destroyed at this rate. The rest of the fleet should have no problem with the fleet we're facing. Okay, let's turn to face the line ships, I think. They probably, yeah, they're basically in range. Should face the main line at this point. Instead of exposing our side armor to the main battle line. 2 enemy flankers managed to survive us getting into engagement range. One of the enemy capital ships is destroyed. Second enemy capital ship dead in the water. Move to the third. Looks like one of our ships is also dead in the water. So we're not getting away with no damage here. We're definitely taking damage. Granted, I started this battle with a faster approach velocity than I probably needed to, which may be increasing the damage off of enemy kinetics. It appears to be what we're seeing a lot of. Let's try to be a little more selective and try to silence some of these kinetic rounds coming in. one's no longer firing. That one's no longer firing. Okay, so I think I've silenced the main kinetic weapons on the other team. There are a couple ships here that still are in theory operation. So let's see if we can get these guys properly silenced. Then we can cut these ships up before the enemy reinforcements come in. Okay, enemy reinforcement inbound. Pretty close, actually, jump-in distance. So 10 enemy ships are coming right now. We'll give them a little bit of time as we try to cut up some of these line ships as we do the pass here. Before we turn to face them. Okay, yeah, I think it's time to turn to face the remaining enemies. Well, the reinforcement wave coming in. Another wave of reinforcements. Oh, these guys are farther out. So at this point, the entire enemy fleet is here. We'll basically cut them down as they come into range. It's mostly small guys at this point. Okay, so we're waiting for the last wave of reinforcements to get within gun range, laser cannon range. And yeah, it looks like the only ship that was heavily damaged was the Lancer, which was the one I was concerned about. Looks like we have one... is that the Lancer that is... Okay, yeah, the Lancer is the only one that's functionally dead in the water out of our combat line here. One of the other ones did receive a little bit of damage, but that's not too bad. Again, this was a situation where the aliens came in expecting an easier fight than they got, which is kind of the way we want to play most of the fights with the aliens at this point in the game, is we don't really got the fuel to chase them down. So we kind of want to put bait on the hook and have the aliens come in for the bait, and we catch them as they try to take the bait. So yeah, looks like the Lancer was the only one to take significant damage. Obviously, the Titan fleet's going to go right back to Doctor Repair. I may attempt to detach the damaged Lancer and send it back, so it isn't delaying the bombardment group from doing more bombardment. We did pick up 11 exotics from that, so not bad. Orbital bombardment ends. Take me to the bombarding group here. Unavailable for operations for a little bit. Okay. So you've returned to operation. You've returned to operation. So you want to split the fleet, detach the damaged one. You are otherwise going to continue your bombardment. So low-level bombardment. The Cabal launch facility, especially because we own the Cabal launch facility. That just sounds like a bad idea. Instead, we want to hit the alien megafauna in Queta. Pick one in Queta, begin bombarding. Okay. Okay, you want to go back to Spartacus. And you want to go back to Spartacus. And interesting, they're both going to arrive about the same amount of time. I suppose Spartacus is not that far away from where they were. Would have expected the more damaged one to you know, take longer to get there. But that's not the case. So that's, in a way, that's good. Resistance Fleet, Romeo 751 has completed transfer. It has arrived at Spartacus Station. Getting repairs. Or no, I misread that. They're arriving in October. Yeah, damage engines are going to take a long time to get there. Fair enough. "751 has completed repairs, and if more aliens arrive in the air system, they will be ready to respond. We'll do a quick resupply. It's no cost. Just make sure it's fully repaired. There we go.
Offering support.
There we go. Okay, so... you're obviously there already. So you... going to cancel your ongoing operation. Wait, are you so badly damaged you just can't go? Oh, you got enough fuel on board. Let's put some fuel on you quickly. You can do that pretty quickly where you are. We could repair you at Skanderberg. I think we actually want you to get to Shaka, because you'll fix quicker at Shaka. If you could make the flight, of course. Can you make the flight? Yes, 4.66 days. Head to Shaka. In the meantime, Skanderberg needs to undergo what Shaka just went under with, which was upgrades. Point defense upgrade. Shipyard upgrade. Fusion array upgrade. This is a second fusion array and 4 shipyards.
You're go to go out, and once you get out from the jack, you can turn around and work on those. We're seeing, I guess, the super.
Which I need another fusion, didn't I? Yes.
Okay, I'm looking at
Easy enough to do.
about 4-7.
Oh, and we want to farm.
Right now. Okay,
There we go.
Jack.
Probe has arrived, telling us that there's water and volatiles there. Good to know. You've complete transfer, have arrived at Shaka, do a repair. It's going to take 9 days. I think the previous one was 90 days, so it's 10 times faster. Shouldn't be any cheaper, it just should be faster.
Things are cooling off.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Violence is abating.
Okay. Independence for Kurdistan. I guess the servants just did a merger. Well, the Protectorate did a merger of Iran and Iraq, which is what caused the Kurdistan to get in. And you can join the fleet. There we go.
Target secured.
Okay, we've got another alien base destroyed in Kenya. Construction module in Shaka Station complete. We probably do want to upgrade that. That means I'm going to need more power. So another fusion reactor array and an anti-factory. What's the case of Skanderberg? Skanderberg at the same location. Skanderberg was built a little bit later, so we're going to like unpause, let it pass for like a couple seconds, and it's going to be the same place, right? Ooh, that's our manufacturing complexes down in Mercury. And it's Skanderberg, so let's do Skanderberg while we're thinking of it. Fusion, manufacturing. And then Mercury. Oh, Mercury. Definitely want to do some stuff at Mercury. So, how does the orbits of Mercury look? We've got 3 stations at Mercury. I think someone else has a couple stations. Yeah, the Servant's got one, the Protector got one. We probably want to get rid of those at some point. We're not in a rush to go to those. So now that we have that full manufacturing complex, we can found rings locally. So low Mercury, 90 days for a ring habitat in orbit. And that is reasonably strong. I'm not necessarily sure how much boost I want to burn on that, right? Apparently I've actually gotten, or not boost, mission control I want to burn on that. The answer is I can go a little bit aggressive here. I think I can get quite a few of these off and running with little to no fanfare associated with them. So let's go ahead and set 5 of these up right now. So a ring, a ring, a ring, a ring, and a ring. And then we're going to want to look at those bases because we're going to do some modifications. We want to actually put some stuff on them, right? They probably want to be a rough duplicate to you. Right. We want the battle station in case they get attacked. They're probably not going to get attacked. We want the agriculture complex to feed everyone. We need solar farms to power them. We need I want the military science and the engineering so that we get the good events. Should be good to go. So we're going to save this template. And then we're going to go ahead and basically apply that to the other places. So we got 5 places to show it. Apply it to. Apply hab template. And these aren't necessarily cheap. They're costing us like 4,000 metal each. Just, we have a lot of metal, so that's not a concern. And each of these are going to provide us a bunch of mission control, which we can then spend elsewhere. For example, to get more metal. The Circle of Space Resources. Mission control gets you metal, metal gets you mission control. Without it, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty sure I hadn't done the fifth, and I had. Here's the fifth one. So, then these come in line. 21st of September. Almost a year, but that's not too bad. Right. In a year, we're getting. Well, that's 18. Granted, the thing costs 4 mission control each. I think it's 4 mission control each. Yeah, each one costs. So we're going. We basically just bought 20 mission control worth of base. In a year, that's going to go to providing an extra 14 per base after negating the cost, right? So, yeah, there's going to be costs associated with that, but we're going to have a bunch of mission control that we can spend in doing other stuff. Most notably, more ships. So we can be in more places, do more things, hopefully in parallel. As soon as this counselor action is going to end, which is going to end in a couple days here, we are going to put the part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're going to try to record 4, maybe 5 parts tonight. We'll see how I'm going with the nose. If you're watching on Twitch, I hope you've been enjoying. We're going to pick up after a short break. Give me a moment to blow my nose and sip a little bit of tea and that sort of stuff between parts. The run is going well. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.